Woo.
All right. Police station, Corn's office evening. Corn stands behind her desk with her hands on her hips. She shakes her head as she reviews some photos. Captain Haley, 50, salt and pepper hair, holds his chin.
Does it look like the same case?
I'm sorry, I'm a little lost where we are. You said top of 49 or
The
The
middle.
middle. The middle.
The
middle?
middle 49. Detective Corn.
Right. Okay, I see it. I see it. Sorry. Um,
Yeah.
no, Harris had a smaller one, but I.
Corn pauses as she hears commotion.
My daughter just found an automatic weapon in her violin case. I want to know what the hell you people are doing about it.
Corn walks from behind her desk and signals for the officer outside to let Mr. Yates come to her office. Mr. Yates comes in wearing a goofy green and white golf hat. Mr.
Mr.
Yates,
Yates, have a seat. Miss, Mr. Yates, can you stand? Or stand. This is my captain, Mr. Haley. We read the report and we have a warrant, and officers on their way to Gino's as we speak.
You had this violin clean there before?
Many times. I just can't understand how this mix-up happened. You don't think that there are more?
Sorry. We're not sure, but that's what we are checking to see. You stated you didn't go anywhere else.
Mr. Yates forcefully shakes his head.
No. I went to pick up the violin and then picked up my daughter. We pick up a quick bite and dropped her off at the conservatory.
Mr. Yates snatches the golf hat off his head.
I had a golf event to attend. Oh, God. This could have been worse. Was the gun loaded?
No, sir, it wasn't.
Corn gently touches Mr. Yates by the arm.
Let's bring you to your daughter.
Corn escorts Mr. Yates out into the hallway. Gino's music store later. Gino stands on the side of the counter and remains calm as the police officers seize instrument cases and carry them out the door.
How am I going to get these instruments back? They belong to customers.
An officer hands Gino a pink piece of paper.
This is a voucher. It lists everything taken. Directions for getting your property back is on the back.
Chase enters the store as the officers are leaving. His face is frowned up.
What the hell happened?
Some freaky mix-up. A customer got a gun.
Chase lunges his neck forward.
For real? How that happened?
Gino rubs his chin.
I tell those punks, put the instrument on the left. That's how it happened. They won't tell me what customer it was, but I'll find out.
You don't seem worried.
Gino folds his arms and leans against the counter.
I'm not. That shit they brought in earlier was moved out hours ago. They ain't gonna find nothing.
Do he know yet?
Gino turns around and gives Chase a worried look.
No, not yet.
Gino picks up his jacket from behind the counter.
I'm going down to the station. If anyone calls, just refer them to me.
Chase nods as Gino exits. Police van evening. Corn, Dale, and two officers are inside the van, which is loaded with equipment. Corn has a radio in her hand as Dale points to the front of the club.
This is how it was the night I came, except there was a line of people at the front door.
Okay.
Dale glances at Corn.
It's amazing how the conservatory got your attention. I guess that's what it takes.
If you're going to start the I told you so.
Dale puts up his hand.
I'm not, but
But the gun at the conservatory wasn't something you buy on Amazon. It was real.
Police officer interrupts. No security out front. What's next?
like I said, I had to give some sort of chip to server to get in, and then I was directed downstairs.
Corn speaks into the radio.
We have the warrant. Go in and straight downstairs.
Corn and the officers head out of the back of the van. Swings Club. Moments later, a SWAT team of police bust through the door with shields and their guns drawn. The officer shows their badge and warrant as some rush downstairs. The others stay in front where a long table of bridesmaids and bridegrooms are seated. All the bridesmaids jump up and scream as the bridegrooms dive to the floor. some holding up their hands. Swings Club basement. The basement door is kicked open. Kids stop in their tracks as they see the police with shields and guns pointed at them. The kids are in the middle of playing the game red light, green light. They are all in rows and immediately stop and freeze when they see the police. Red light.
We got nothing down here, just some kids playing. It's clear.
Swings Club upstairs. Corn and Dale walk in together as Dale swirls in disbelief at how different the club looks. A short, stocky man with a tux comes over, demanding answers.
What the hell is this?
That was Lorenzo.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. What the hell is this?
I believe we made a terrible mistake.
Mistake? Busted in here like that? This is my daughter's wedding reception.
The man turns around and looks at Kellen.
This is a terrible mistake, like the officer said.
Dale goes over to Corn.
He changed it.
Corn and the man turn around as Dale gets louder.
No, he changed it. It was set up differently. There were tables and chairs. The counter was downstairs with guns.
Corn tries to keep Dale calm.
Go outside.
An officer grabs Dale by the arm and escorts him outside. Kellen looks at Dale as he mimics a mic drop and grins. Kellen wanders over in the corner on the phone.
I'll take care of it. I know how it started. Yes, that will be taken care of too.
Swings Club moments later. Dale is put inside a police car. An officer runs up the steps towards Corn.
Make sure he gets home. Are you still watching Gino's?
Yes.
Have someone keep an eye on this place as well.
Sure thing.
Corn waves to Dale as the police car pulls off. Dale's home dim evening. Dale sitting in pew talking. Empty bottles of beer are spread on the table. Dale chugs down a beer.
When I saw you get out of the police car, I knew something was up.
That's a heavy claim. Selling guns?
I know what I saw and what I bought.
He wanted to borrow money from me because he paid hundreds of dollars for a toy gun.
The beer fumbles out of Dale's hand as he tries to set it down.
The gun was real.
I don't know, Dee. Maybe you thought it was.
Dale feels under the attack.
I know where I went and what I saw. That's what I don't tell you anything.
Sid laughs.
Stop acting like a little bitch. You're a teacher. Let them cops do their job. Why are you getting involved?
Dale gives up and grabs a few beers.
'Cause I am.
He drunk.
Dale stumbles out the room.
You think you are Shaft? Who do you think you are, Shaft?
They laugh. Apartment complex night. Kelly gets out of his Lexus with Hector. Hector points at a police car as they walk towards the back of the complex.
It's a decoy. It's here all the time, believe me.
Ray's apartment, living room, moments later. Ray is on the phone. The television plays in the background. The furniture is moderate, and there are religious symbols and decorations throughout the living room.
So why can't I come over? You said you mama not home?
There's a knock at the door.
Who is it?
No.
Pizza delivered.
Ray cautiously opens the door with the chain still on it and looks out to see a teenage boy holding a pizza jacket.
Wrong house.
Ray closes the door. The boy knocks again.
I don't know. Some kid delivering pizza with the wrong address. Hold on. What?
This is the address given with the credit card.
Ray props up by the door.
Oh, yeah. Leave it.
Okay, it's by the door.
Ray cracks open the door and watches the boy leave.
Put the tip on the card.
Ray laughs to himself and loosens the chain to get the pizza. Kellen and Hector come from out of nowhere and bust inside. Ray backs up from the door. Kellen slams it.
I'm going to call you back.
Ray swallows.
What the hell, Cleon? You tell me.
Who's here?
Nobody. Right now.
Hector checks out the place.
I'm not going to even bullshit around with you. I know it was your gun at the school.
Ray looks at Hector.
You told on yourself. You went bragging about it to everyone.
After you said don't tell anyone.
So now you have to get rid of the problem.
Ray stands in the middle of the floor.
Does someone else want to be Ray so I don't have a conversation with myself?
I'll do it.
Okay. So get rid of what?
Let's go to Dal Harris.
Get rid of what?
Kellen wanders around, glancing at pictures on the wall unit.
Del Harris?
Get rid of him. What?
What the fuck you think?
Ray starts breathing heavy.
Come on, Kellen, I can't do that.
You not a real gangster, you a prankster.
Hector laughs.
I'm just not a killer. My mom's a preacher, man. You know that.
Kellen turns around.
So you know about the repentance then?
Ray begins to rub his head.
If you don't have a choice, what if you don't have a choice?
Ray shakes his head.
Don't make me do this, man. I can't.
Hector begins to chuckle again.
He's really begging. I knew you wasn't what you appear to be. I'm disappointed, but I'm not going to take care of it myself. I'm going to take care of it myself.
Hector is surprised by Kellen's remark. Kellen digs in his pocket and pulls out a few bags of weed.
Calm your nerves. It's okay.
A half smile comes upon Ray's face as he looks at the weed in Kellen's hand.
We good then?
Kellen hands Ray the weed.
We good. Just be careful with that stuff. It's got a little spice and K2 in it. Don't smoke a lot of it.
Ray takes it.
I won't.
Kellen signals to Hector as they proceed toward the door and leave. Apartment complex out front. Moments later, Kellen lights up a cigarette.
What the hell was that?
I'll take care of it.
What about Ray? He's gonna keep running his mouth.
He's gonna self-destruct like the rest of them dumb motherfuckers. Do you really think he's gonna smoke a little bit of that shit? It's just a matter of time. We'll have our
Hallucinator.
hallucinator. He'll hallucinate all kinds of shit. Call draft. I need him to.
Hector laughs and gives Kellen a fist pound.
You're a freaking genius.
I got another plan for Harris's ass.
Kellen flicks a cigarette and they get into the car and drive off. Over.
Shit's on.
I think it's good.
It's coming along.
Yeah.
Have
There's
we seen Ray actually talk about the gun? Like,
I'm sorry. Say that again? I can't.
have we actually seen Ray telling everyone about the gun?
Well, he did tell them about it, but you
Yeah.
know, you can't in a movie. You can't show everything. So
Yeah.
yes, he basically, word is he'd been talking, because that's what he does. So.
What's in that weed?
It's synthetic.
Uh-oh.
Spice and cake.
What did that do to people?
Really bad, really bad.
It make them go crazy? That's what it does?
Yeah, it's bad. Some people
probably-
die from it. Some people die from it. There's some people out here that died from it.
Mm.
Had heart attacks. Yeah, it's bad.
There's one part I was a little bit confused about. I forget what it was. Maybe I don't know. The part with the wedding, like the things where it's there and that's not there. So that was the gun shop, and now it.
Well, it was a club, but he knew they were coming. It's gonna show. Yeah, that's why he changed it. He did change it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I knew.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of Dale's one of his dip points because he really, he thought
Everything went south.
Yeah. He thought it was gonna get him.
Glenn just back.
This time, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a neat idea then.
So in the next 20 pages, the shit hit the fan, then, right?
Yeah. It gets worse for him. I got to better for him.
That's always the fun part.
Yeah.
That's funny to read then.
Yeah. Alrighty. Who's going to go next?
I'll do it.
Okay. Let's get yours.
Is it the 60, the latest one?
53 to 64.
Okay.
And Shirley, when you talked about Lizabetta, can you actually read hers too?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Remy, Holloway, Alexander, and Turin.
Yes.
We're in the middle of 40. What page are we on for you?
We're reading the last ones I wrote. So it's like 53 to 64, I think.
Okay, I have it. Good, good, good. No, wait a minute. Let me make sure
So
I have it right.
did we start at Eric Brooks'
Yeah,
card night, or do we start at the montage?
I think
We're
the
gonna start the montage straight
yeah.
up.
Okay.
Huh?
We're
Oh,
gonna
I
start
see.
at montage.
We
Yeah.
start at the montage?
Yeah,
Yes.
right at the beginning of 53. I got it.
All right. Got you.
Are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Montage. Eric fights a group of criminals. Eric moves fast and with ease among 6 or 7 bad guys armed with baseball bats. Min and Quincy find another dead body with 2 fangs marked on their necks. The only survivor is covered in blood. El Diablo con Alas, El Diablo con Alas. Eric and Remy get high as they watch an action-packed movie on TV. They watch the fight and then practice the movies out. It's a dark at night. A woman is being attacked by a man. Eric comes in like a big shadow. The cape flaunts around beautifully. He takes the assailant down with ease. He returns the purse to the woman, bows, and leaves. In the morning, the same woman's with a reporter. The cops behind her push the man into a police car.
He was very courteous and brave. He took him down without much problem. It was like you see on the movies. I wish I knew his name so I can thank him properly.
The police finds 2 criminals tied up to a pole by the station. Both men are unconscious and they have a bite mark on their necks. Jonathan works on his wall about the Fang. New pictures and theories are linked together. He has his own headline on the center of the whole wall. Min and Quincy question 3 criminals that have been recently arrested thanks to the Fang. Each of them talk individually. Min and Quincy share confused looks. He had this thick European accent. He dodged all the bullets we fired at him. Then he bit me on the neck and said another one bites the dust. And then he vanished into thin air. First, he was just this big dog. A wolf, really. We laughed at it, and then we morphed into this huge man, bigger than any man I've ever seen. And he lunged at us, taking bullets as he easily took us down. It was a vampire, you know, like in the movies. Slick hair, big fucking fangs, this amulet on the neck. It was kind of goofy until he started biting everyone. I hid. Then he turned into a huge bat monster thing and flew away. I swear to God. End of montage. Interior, Captain Holloway's office, day. Captain Holloway stares at his father's picture frame on one of his walls. Min and Quincy enter, close the door behind them. Captain Holloway tosses on the desk 3 folders.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this depositions, huh? The mayor wants to know what's going on. I can't tell him that we're looking for a bat, wolf, or neo-hybrid thing.
You could say it's a vampire.
We don't use the V word. Not in here. I'm going to be made the mockery of the Seattle Police Department.
Sir, the evidence.
I swear that if you say vampire again, you will be running beats again. Can they have been on some drugs or imagined it all?
Toxicology reports came clean.
Quincy, help me out here. What do you think this is?
With all due respect, Cap, I have no fucking clue. The bite marks, the blood missing, fucking bats. I don't want to say it, but I also don't know what to call it.
Jesus Christ. For years I've been waiting for something big to put my name up there with the rest of my family. I never thought it would be some clown with a cape.
Look to the bright side, sir. We've had some extra info on Mr. X and this organization he works for. These men are scared of this Fang, whatever he is.
If we allow that thing to run around like cops, the city will think that anyone can protect them. We need to bring him in.
Sir, I understand your frustration, but maybe we could find a way to cooperate with this hero.
Don't call him a hero. He's a thug who's breaking the law. I want you two to take charge on this.
Sir?
That's all.
We'll do our best, Cap.
Quincy turns and pushes Min out of the office. He closed the door behind them.
I guess you're not his favorite anymore, Murray. Let's go. We got ourselves a hunt.
Interior, penthouse, night. Mr. X throws a copy of the Seattle Chronicle on the table. The headlines read, "The Fang declares war on crime" by Jonathan Harker. Jerome and Jared stand in the back. The table is filled with Torrent 50, slender and composed. Persephone, 40s, dark hair and deep in thought, and Alexander, 40, strong in casual dress, filled the seats around the table.
How come we have been overpowered by some idiot on a cape who thinks he's Superman?
Silence. The three on the table exchange looks.
No one has anything to say this time? A couple months ago, every one of you spineless shitheads were full of opinions.
The problem, boss, is that none of our men have made it out from these attacks. They're either killed or captured.
There's fear among the men. They fully believe that there's a hero in town.
Then we have to show them that there isn't one.
And how do we do that?
I have a plan. Something big, where we can set up a trap for our caped friend.
Interior, Bruin View, day. The business is slow. A couple enjoy their coffee and talk by the romantic comedy section. Eric and Luce restock movies on the horror section.
I want a movie to scare him good, to put him in his place.
Don't you think you're being harsh with your little brother? He's just 5.
Yeah, he's already a little shit. Another 5 years and he'll be a big pile of turd.
What about Halloween? It's a classic and it's pretty terrifying.
No, it isn't. It's kind of slow.
Slow? Jesus. What isn't scary in that movie? Michael is a monster without motives, without explanation. He's simple and pure evil, unstoppable.
Remy barges in. He's a little out of breath.
I need to talk to you. I really like the new hair. Brings out your eyes a little.
Thanks.
What do you need to talk to me about?
Remy eyes to the side towards Lucy, a little uncertain if he should talk.
There's a bank robbery going right now. About 5 guys with heavy ammo took about 50 hostages.
Holy shit.
Holy shit indeed. Someone's got to do something about it.
Remy looks towards Eric. His eyes say everything. Eric understands.
I gotta go check on something.
Eric sneaks out towards his office. Lucy looks puzzled at Remy.
It's his bank.
Lucy nods along. It makes sense now. Exterior, Washington Mutual Bank, day. Cop cars and police vans arrive in force. Cops set up a perimeter with barriers, holding news teams and bystanders back. Mina and Quincy help organize the police efforts. Mina talks to one of the officers.
Push them back another 100 yards. The SWAT team should be shortly. Send an officer up to those buildings and scout out any vantage points.
Mina.
Mina looks around and finds Jonathan trying to sneak in past the policeman. Mina walks towards the commotion.
That's okay, Miles. I can take care of this one.
The policeman, Miles, nods and moves up to secure another spot on the barriers.
Thanks. I was wondering if I would find your pretty face in the midst of all this craziness.
What do you want?
You're cold today. Did something happen? Did you not got you frappuccino today?
No, but that's what has nothing to do with why I'm angry. It's your stupid news stories that got me in trouble. You actually went with this vampire story and bang, really? Why not just call him a vampire or Dracula? Why do you always need to make a big splash about things? And are you not even looking at me?
Because I think you're in for some more headache. Look up.
Jonathan points up to one of the buildings. Mina follows with her gaze. She sees it. On top of the building, a man on a cape jumps around rooftops until reaching the edge. He takes a deep breath and jumps across. The body glides oddly, hidden by the cape, and disappears into the bank.
God darn it.
She rushes off to Quincy.
We have a problem.
Interior, Washington Mutual Bank, day. Grand and classical. Big columns and a mezzanine. 4 armed robbers walk around with big assault rifles in their hands. People cower down with hands above their heads. Alexander is one of the people, but his face shows no fear. He's calm as can be. 2 of the robbers work on opening the vault. One of the robbers stays on the ground, gun pointed at people. The leader of the group prances around the counters. He kicks things out of his way as he whistles away. We all know the drill. No one does nothing, and the guns won't do nothing. Easy math. Up above on the ceiling, Eric lurks around. He hugs dearly to the beams above him. Scans the room for the best plan of action.
I give you 5 seconds to drop all of your guns and surrender.
The whole room looks up. The leader doesn't think twice. He fires. A rain of bullets fly upwards into the ceiling. Exterior, Washington Mutual Bank, day. The sound of bullets echoes outside. People in reports let a faint scream out. Mina and Quincy exchange looks.
They're shooting already?
We need to go in.
Without the SWAT team?
We don't have a choice. Round up the officers we have. We're going in. Anyone with a gun, we put them down.
What about the Thane?
If he has a gun, we'll put him down as well.
Interior, Washington Mutual Bank, day. Smoke and debris fall from the ceiling. We were expecting you. Come out, wherever you are. Eric appears behind the leader.
The gun trick I've seen before.
Eric brings the leader in, bites into his neck. He screams in pain and fear. The man on the ground points the gun up at the counter and fires desperately. Eric, fast, spins around, holding the leader in front of him. The bullets turn him into a human strainer. Eric throws the leader on top of the man, dropping both to the ground.
Everybody, get out!
People get up on a frenzy, rushing in organized fashion to the exits. Eric pounces on the shooter. He knocks him out. The remaining two robbers come out from the vault. They see Eric on top of their two downed friends. They open fire. Eric turns around, charges at them, dodging bullets and moving like a cheetah all the way across the bank. He grabs the neck of one of them, spins around, kicking the other square against the chest, making him fly 10 feet back. With his momentum, he flips on top of the other robber, dropping him hard on the floor. Eric stands to see the two robbers knocked down unconsciously. Blam! A shotgun fires, hits Eric, point blank in the back. He flies forward with the impact. He moans. Second shot hits him again in the back as he tries to crawl forward. Alexander walks up slowly towards Eric, shotgun in hand.
You really are something special. The speed, the body, now that's some commitment.
Eric turns around and faces Alexander, who stands on top of him now.
But if you bleed, that means you can die, just like anything else.
Alexander unloads another shot. This one goes straight on Eric's chest, who screams in pain but still breathes.
What are you?
Alexander reaches inside his jacket and produces a large, sharp machete.
I always like knives better anyway.
Hey, you.
Alexander turns around, shotgun and machete in hand. Elizabeth, 30s, dark eyes, a woman that makes heads turn and sometimes snap, stands a few feet behind Alexander.
Ma'am, just back away.
Elizabeth looks down at Eric, who has trouble breathing. She steps in closer.
You see, I need to talk to him. We know each other, so why don't you...
Wham! The bullet hits Elizabeth on the stomach. She bends over with the hit but doesn't drop down.
I tried to warn you.
Elizabeth comes back up. Her face is morphed into some devilish creature, almost with no human features. Her hand becomes bony and the nails grow about 2 inches. In a blink, she covers the distance between her and Alexander. Her hand goes in one swift motion into Alexander's chest on his heart. He feels the grip down inside him. He groans in pain, drops the gun and machete. Elizabeth, with a swing of her arm, throws Alexander a few yards away, but his heart remains on her hands. She quickly munches on it. The sound is horrifying. Eric looks at Alexander's body far from him, a hole where his heart had been. Elizabeth approaches Eric. She's back to normal, her mouth and hands covered in blood. She gets up on top of him.
Look at my poor baby. You're in terrible shape.
Eric's eyes widen with fear.
What? Don't you remember me?
Elizabetta.
It's hard to forget a true love, huh? Even one that's centuries old.
I thought I made myself clear. I don't want anything to do with you.
That's a shame, my love. You see, if you're not with us, then we're against us. I would hate to kill the best lover I had.
In the distance, we can hear shouts and footsteps.
I have other business to attend, but I'm sure I will see you soon again, and you better be more welcoming to me.
Elizabeth kisses Eric, smearing his mouth with blood.
You still taste as sweet as ever. You should snack before the cops show.
Elizabeth winks. She runs to the end of the bank and disappears. Eric hears the footsteps approaching. He grabs the foot of one of the downed robbers and brings him up to him. Mina and the rest of the police force enters the main lobby of the bank. They move fast past the first 2 downed robbers. Mina takes points as she enters the vault area. One cop behind her throws up immediately. Mina holsters the gun. The scene is gruesome. There's blood everywhere. Alexander's in the corner without a heart. The other robber is in a pool of blood on the floor.
Call in the coroner.
Exterior, Space Needle, day. The sun sets on the horizon. Eric sits atop the Space Needle. He breathes heavily. He doesn't look human. He has his animalistic traits on him. The body covered in blood. He slows down his breathing. His human form slowly comes back to him. His eyes are red and watery.
Ooh.
Mm.
That's it.
Wow. Wow.
That was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Who is this Elizabetta? What is she doing?
Yeah, where'd she come from?
No, I can't. No, I can't sleep tonight.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
I guess it works then.
Yeah.
She's the monster in the beginning of the.
Yeah, she's the one who took out the
The Van
what's his
Helsing.
name?
Oh.
She took them out. Yeah, in the beginning,
Yeah.
right?
So it's gonna get like clear that like all the other dead people that have been piling up so far, all has been hurt. She's been in the city for a time, just kind of shadowing.
And then she goes back to normal. Like she's a monster, and then she.
Yeah, she can shapeshift.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, vampires always have long lost loves that are more evil than them and cause. It always happens.
Gotta play with the cliche sometimes.
Yeah.
That's real. I was reading that and the thing began to unfold. I'm like, ooh, what's that? You know, imaginative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried doing that Eastern European accent, but that's hard. On my mom's father's side, they're Eastern European, but
You always just have to turn on the R's of the word.
I like it. I like it.
yay, you did it. I don't really, besides grammar, I don't really see any critiques.
Yeah, reading again now, hearing you guys talk, I could see a lot of.
Yeah. You can always when you hear it being read, right? You can always
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can see when people are stumbling reading stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you realize that, because there was like missing a comma or like the punctuation is wrong or the word's missing.
Mm-hmm. Guess what I just found out, guys?
I like a montage. Yeah.
My apartment doesn't have any heat.
Oh.
Is it cold?
Yeah, it is. It gets down to like low 50s.
It's nice here tonight, y'all. It's beautiful here. New York, it is nice here.
It's going to be 80 tomorrow. I'm going to go to the beach, but right now it's
I feel
cold.
so bad for you.
I used to travel back and forth to California all the time and leave Pittsburgh. It'd be cold, and then 90 degrees when I get off at LAX.
Yeah.
I
I'll go now. Unless
Okay. No, you go. You going now? Okay. Let me get my card.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll write a comment on this, Lucas, and it'll probably be just more compliments. But yeah, I really liked it.
Okay.
All right. You're on 44, right, Lorenzo? 40.
53 through 63. 53 to 64.
Okay.
Is it the revised one?
No, this is this week's assignment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
you,
have a
but you
tweet.
sent a up. You sent a
But I'm
tweet.
starting on the top. I'm starting at August 13th, 1923 on 53.
Okay.
So, but the tweet copy one?
Yeah. Like that's what I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
what I want to.
The tweet copy, yeah, there was a couple little
Okay.
nicks I cleaned up.
Okay. All right.
Wait, no, not there yet. And you said the top of it?
Yeah, SS Nordum, New York City Day,
Okay, cool. I'm there.
August 13th, 1922. This is when you guys have been crying for action, so for the next 40, 50 pages, there's lots of action.
He's crying. All right.
Oh, more action.
We just all jumped on the train to give that comment.
This movie is a lot more cerebral than you guys are giving it credit for. It's a lot more cerebral than you're giving it credit for. But anyway, let's go.
All right.
Bye.
S.S. Northam, New York City Day, August 13, 1922. Bessie walks down ramp. She is swamped by reporters. Some are white from white newspapers. She confidently strolls in front of the cameras.
This shit ain't gonna be easy. Between these white boys with their racial superiority shit and these Negro men with their mini egos, I have a mean row to hoe, as my mother would say.
She smiles at the cameras.
What was exciting about your trip?
Flying over the Kaiser Palace was quite pleasing.
What was mainly accomplished?
I negotiated my fleet of planes for my school that will be delivered here in New York within the near future.
You plan to start a school?
Absolutely.
George Harris swoops in. She seems happy to see him. She hugs him. They fight through the crowd and vanish. Men in dark suits watches her.
Who do that nigga bitch think she is? A school? I don't believe any of her lies. We'll see about that. Come on, wait till the boss hears about this.
They look into each other's sinister eyes. They walk away. Interior office building, Bureau of Investigation continues. We see man 1 and man 2 walk in the front door. They then proceed to the big doors at the rear of the office. Interior, New York office, Chicago Defender, Day, August 23, 1922. Bessie and William White glow at a sign advertising her first public flight appearance in America. Insert, the world's greatest woman flyer, Queen Bess the Daredevil Aviatrix. They shake hands. Interior, Chicago office, Chicago Defender, same time. Robert S. Abbott beams as he speaks to them on the phone. Interior, Pennsylvania Hotel, Day. Bessie peers out the window of her room. It is pouring down raining. She panics and runs out of the room. Interior, hotel lobby, continuous. Bessie encounters William White. William White.
No, we won't cancel. We'll do it next week.
Bessie shows a sigh of relief. Exterior, Glenn Curtis Field, Garden City, Long Island, Day, September 3rd. It's a bright sunny day. Insert, the sign reads, 8 aces from the big war, the Black Eagle of Harlem, Herbert Fauntleroy Julian, and Queen Bess, the world's greatest female aviator, performing daring mid-air feats. Bessie stands in front of the sign, clearly caught off guard. She scowls as she gawks at the poster. A.J. Jackson from Billboard magazine, 40, flamboyant black columnist, walks up behind and taps her on the shoulder.
Hello, Miss Column. My name is A.J. Jackson. I'm with Billboard.
Pleased to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. Mr. Singstack certainly holds you in high esteem.
That's good to know.
Well, we both know that's a big deal since he considers himself to be the man, sort of speak.
Have you met Julian?
No, I haven't, and I must say that this is the first I've heard of his participation today. I was under the impression that this was the Bessie Coleman Day.
You got that right.
Well, this sign says something different.
I thought the combination of you, the Aces, and Mr. Julian would work well together.
You thought.
Yes.
They stare each other down.
I worked things out with Robert.
The vibes turn cold. Hubert F. Julian walks over and joins them.
Bessie Coleman, meet Hubert Julian.
Bessie gives him a look that could penetrate an oak tree with a laser.
Hello.
Hello, sassy lady.
sassy lady.
Yes, you have more guts than any woman I ever encountered.
Thanks for the compliment, but I'd much rather be called Bessie.
She gives him a placating smile.
Bessie, you perform last. This is your day.
He scurries away with Julian trailing. Moments later, Julian leaps from a plane and lands in the street. He jumps on the back of a truck. We see Bessie in the cockpit of a Curtiss JN-4. A white male pilot is in first position. They take off and make a run. They land 10 minutes later. Bessie takes over, goes down the runway and takes off. The crowd erupts.
The first time in American history a woman of color flies an airplane in public forum. Congratulations, Miss Coleman.
External, Glenn Curtis Field continues. Bessie, surrounded by people, kicks it with A.J. Jackson.
I have booked you a show in Memphis next week. You will be a sensation.
Bessie nods in approval, but she is not smiling. External, Negro Tri-State Fair, Memphis, Tennessee Day, the next week. Bessie sits in a cockpit with her attractive leather coat and hat with her goggles wrapped around her face. Her plane soars above the crowd of 20,000 attendees. They're in awe of her dazzling stunts. She stalls in midair. The crowd sighs. She starts back upward and soars through the sky, turning her plane upside down and gliding sideways. She does loop-de-loops and dive after dive.
She puts on a nervy performance today. I'll tell you folks, she was fantastic.
Insert. We see headlines from newspapers all over the country. The world's greatest woman flyer. We see Bessie's face exhilarated. We see A.J. Jackson's face excited. Interior, Chicago Defender Office, Chicago Day. Bessie and Robert S. Abbott meet.
He has an arrogance about him that annoys me.
He's a powerful man in that business.
And a very ambitious one.
Who's more ambitious than Bessie Coleman?
Mr. Abbott and A.J. Jackson.
Robert sits back in his seat, reaches in his cigar case, pulls out a long cigar. He slowly lights it and looks into Bessie's eyes.
You questioning my judgment?
I'm not questioning your judgment, sir, but I'm wondering if this guy...
I've looked at the landscape and he's your guy. He can get you where you want to go.
Why?
He's the only Negro who works on the white side with the connections and influence.
Bessie's face is troubled to the point she looks worried.
And I want you to work with William White as your agent. That snake George Harris can be trusted.
I will not.
Abbott's furious.
Watch yourself, young lady. You forgetting who's been carrying you all this time?
I'm loyal and I'm grateful, but I'm nobody's slave. I make the decisions around who manages my career.
And I have the right to protect my investment. You forget you're a woman and you're going to get yourself in a whole lot of trouble.
My gender is what makes me so marketable. Why is it not?
Hogwash. Bessie, you're a woman and a Negro. Don't lose sight of that with all your newfound attention you're getting.
And?
Nobody will fight harder for you than me, and nobody wants you to succeed more.
And?
Watch your step. I got your back, but be careful. Besides, you got this air show next week in front of all your friends. Put your energy and focus on that. We'll deal with all this later. Excuse yourself, please.
Bessie stands to her feet defiantly, looks at Abbott and storms out. Abbott's face is full of annoyance and frustration. Internal, Cafe Elite Jazz Club night. Estelle and Bessie have seats right in front of the stage. Satchmo and his band play some lively, upbeat music. Estelle is really enjoying Estelle is really enjoying herself. Bessie's in a lukewarm mood.
For a woman whose name is banging off the walls of life, you sure don't seem happy.
They want to control me. They want to make me do whatever they tell me.
Ain't that how us women been treated all our lives? So what's the big deal?
The big deal is that we have to stand up to them at some time. It can't go on forever.
Girl, you better stay focused on what Bessie wants. Ain't nobody but me, of course, gonna give a damn if you don't make it. I'm telling you now, look out for Bessie.
I know you're right.
Damn right I'm right. You got success on a string. Take advantage of it. It's bad enough you picked those most dangerous jobs in the damn world.
Bessie stares at her and sighs. Estelle notices Jesse Bingham marching in their direction.
Look who's here, child. Prince Charming.
Bessie glances over.
Prince Charming my ass.
Jesse Bingham walks up to them. Hello, ladies.
Well, look who the cat's dragged in. Last time I saw you, I was the Invisible Woman.
Estelle stands.
Excuse me. I'm going to the powder room.
She exits. May I sit?
Be my guest.
Congratulations. Things seem to be going well. I'm proud of you.
Things ain't always as rosy colored on the inside as they appear on the outside.
Anything worth having, we struggle to get, but most importantly, to keep.
You sure didn't struggle hard to keep me, now did you?
Mushmouth found out and ran to his sister like a schoolboy.
I thought you said you wasn't afraid of Mushmouth.
Not about being afraid. Mushmouth ain't no one to tangle with if you don't have to, especially when you're in the wrong.
In the wrong?
That's right, in the wrong.
You wasn't calling it that when you was laying up with me, did you?
The band stops playing for intermission. Satchmo walks over. Jesse pulls back. Hey, folks.
What's up, Satchmo? You sound wonderful.
I just wanted to congratulate you.
Thanks, baby.
I got good news and bad. Start with the bad. I won't be playing here no more after this week.
Give us the good news, baby.
I'll be going to New York to play with the biggest Negro band in the country.
I'm so happy for you.
Well, I don't want to overstay my welcome, y'all. Y'all take care now. Jesse's negative posture jumps right back in place. You being unreasonable.
What?
Damn it, you heard me. Bessie takes her drinks and throws it in her face, leaps from her seat and scurries toward the door. Estelle meets her as she enters the door, and they disappear. Bingham sits there surrounded by his men in disbelief with his suit drenched. Well, I be damned. External checkerboard airdome day. An enthusiastic crowd of over 2,000 gathered to see Bessie's first show. Her greatest fan, Arthur Freeman, her nephew, 8, is bouncing with excitement. That's my aunt, a real live pilot. Isn't she beautiful? That's my aunt.
Yay.
All right, coming along.
Yeah, I like
Action. A lot of action in the next 40. A lot of flying. A lot of stuff.
Is the man in suits the FBI?
Yeah, that's the Bureau of Investigation. Lucas is the forerunner of the FBI.
Oh, okay.
J. Edgar Hoover was there so long. He was there when it was the Bureau of Investigation when he was in his 20s, and he died when he was almost 80. He had been there 40-something years.
I read the scene and commented on it in the last week's post. I don't know if you saw it, but I was a little confused with the voiceover. Are we hearing her thoughts in her head?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's thinking. That.
Did you do this before in the script at all?
No.
I don't know if you guys have the same opinion on this, but one professor once told me, like, if you do something like that, it either has to be done, like, it can't be done this late in the game, either has to be done earlier, so it's more of a pattern, because usually, like,
I don't believe that screenwriting is that narrow that a rule like that can apply.
okay, well,
I just think it's just too, you know, creativity. There's just too many rules. You know, I understand what you're saying, but I just don't buy that rule.
okay, I mean, it's just
you know, I understand what you're saying. I'm not being, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, that's the rigid rule that I don't, you know.
Well, other than that, I think it's really good. I don't have any other critiques, really.
You know, what my main question is to the group is the story, does the story have you engaged?
Yeah.
That's the question I want to ask. Does it have you engaged? Are you rooting for her? Are you engaged in the story? Or are you out of the story?
No, I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for her.
I would say that I'm rooting for her, especially now, because it seems to be a lot of things going against her, like the introduction of the men in suits, and because I don't know what the FBI or the Bureau of Investigation did to her, if it was anything big, and I'm really interested to see like what happens with that storyline. So like whenever they showed up,
I'm glad you don't know, because if you knew, if you knew if you knew that now, I'd be in bad shape as a writer.
Yeah, I know.
So you know, I'd be in bad shape.
But no, the story's picking up. It's moving. It's moving.
Yeah.
I just feel like she's like wandering through a sea of men who keep trying to control her, and it's just like so many men are saying this and that. And it's like, oh my goodness. But she
Well,
like
that's a story, you know. I read it over again. I thought about trying to combine people, but I can't combine all these people, make the story make sense and be true to the story. So I decided to just, you know, pursue it in the way I'm pursuing.
Yeah, I understand, because I guess at that time she was really the only female in the game, like, you know, at that time with a
She
lot
was
of
the only black female. There were a few white females, but they were, you know, they were being taken care of. And the white females were not supporting her. She was like on her own. You know, the white females had white male backers, but she was on her own.
Are you going to show any of that in the screen, or you just? I know you can't do everything because it's just a certain amount.
No, you can't. You can't. You know that I'm not dealing with. You know, I'm not dealing with that in the story. But I'm just giving y'all that information. She was on her own, out there, on, you know, on her own.
All right.
yeah, you definitely can see that in your story.
And then she you notice she tells a lot of fibs. But everybody in that entertainment game told a lot of fibs. You know, that was part of the game. You know, making up stuff. You know, but she wouldn't compromise about race, but she would compromise about that business. She would bullshit people about that business, but she was serious about you know, the race thing. She was very serious about that. She was not going to compromise that for anything.
Yeah, that's good. I like that she sticks to her gun.
Okay.
So it picks up a lot. There's a lot of action in the next 40 pages.
Okay. All right, Pinky.
All right, you guys do know it's last week's post from Module 10, right?
I got it.
Okay.
Start on 44 in the middle, right?
Yep.
Yep, I got it.
So.
Okay, I'm Jeremiah, John, Man 2, Uncle Charlie, Undercop, Johnny Dawkins.
Sorry, there's a lot.
It's
But you're
all
always going to be number 2, Lorenzo. So whenever you see a 2, that's you. And really, whenever you see a 1, that's...
I got all my parts. I highlighted.
All right.
I'm with it.
I'm with it.
Wait, are we reading the week 10, right?
Yeah, week 10, and you're...
44 through 58, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 43 to 58.
Yeah, I got my parts.
Okay.
I thought you said 44.
44 to 58. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, 40. I was just copying Lorenzo. Yeah,
All right.
44.
All right.
Not there yet.
I'm almost there. I'm not there yet either.
Yeah.
Right. Ready? Exterior, London streets, dusk. Torches line the streets, lighting the roads. There is a fiery glow over the damp cobblestones that makes the night feel lively. Sweaty men who are working late carry heavy metal and lumber across the road. Drunks also stumble down the cobblestones, causing a disturbance in traffic. Grace slowly walks away from the hospital building while rummaging through her purse, trying to tuck a document away. Grace looks flustered, and she dabs her eyes with a cloth from her bag. Grace continues walking down the street, keeping alert of the shadows in the night. A bearded man is seen in the distance behind Grace. He slowly follows her down the street. Grace halts, and so does the bearded man. Grace casually looks back out of the corner of her eye before continuing forward. Grace picks up her pace. The bearded man does as well. Grace walks even faster. The bearded man keeps up. Grace quickly turns a corner and heads down an alley. The bearded man disappears down a different alleyway that is further back. Grace briskly walks down the dark alley. She looks behind her, but the bearded man is nowhere in sight. When Grace faces forward, she bumps into the bearded man. The bearded man grabs Grace by the shoulders and gleams down at her. He has a low, raspy voice.
Hello, Grace. I've been looking for you.
Grace struggles to get out of the man's grip. She hits him with her purse and backs away. The bearded man lets out a deep laugh.
What do you want? Who are you?
I'm a friend of Officer Solomon's. He has requested your acquaintance.
Don't accommodate at the beckon of a man, especially one who sends their lackeys to chase me down.
He said you would say something posh like that. Unfortunately for you, Offie's in the mood for negotiation.
Well, if he is a man.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Personally, I'm hoping the harder way.
The bearded man steps forward and sniffs Grace's hair. He grabs her arm, but Grace pulls back.
Get your hands off me.
The bearded man laughs and pulls Grace closer with some force. Grace kicks the man in the balls, and he crouches down in pain. Grace puts her hand in her purse and slowly raises it to the bearded man.
I don't want to resort to this.
The bearded man charges Grace.
I'm sorry.
Exterior jailhouse night. It is dark outside except for a light that flickers through the barred window. Interior jailhouse same. A torch hangs from the concrete damp walls, lighting the room. The fire dances between the jail cell bars that separates Arthur from Jeremiah. Arthur looks like a wreck. His facial hair is overgrown, his eyes are bloodshot, and he rocks inside his cell out of a nervous tic. Jeremiah sits on the cold floor facing Arthur. He removes his hat and looks down at the sketch in his hands.
Why, brother? My time is up. This is the gallows for me.
Arthur falls on his back and stares vacantly at the ceiling.
Just try to focus.
Jeremiah holds up the sketch to Arthur.
What's this? Was this the man? Was this the man?
Arthur lifts his head and looks at the sketch.
His eyes were further apart.
Jeremiah fixes his sketch. Arthur drops his head back down and dramatically uses his hands to speak.
It doesn't matter anymore. Nothing matters. I'll be dead tomorrow. I can already see the darkness waiting for me. It's here. It's in this very room.
Jeremiah shakes his head.
Get up. Quit your belly aching and help me.
Jeremiah shows Arthur another sketch of a man.
How about this man? Was he the other who was there that night?
Arthur doesn't move.
Alfie had 5 men come in that night. No. Wait, it was 3.
Arthur sits up and slides over to the bars, clutching them with his fists.
They were tipped off. It was set up, I tell you. Dirty cops.
Well, get the men. We'll get the men.
Arthur laughs a pathetic cry.
Yeah, sure you will. Too bad I won't be here to see it.
The third man, how old?
I don't know. The Ollie bastard knocked me over the head. I was out for the count.
You gain conscientiousness? Try to think, man. This is for your life.
I think they're all the same age. I don't know. This is useless.
Jeremiah stands.
It is not useless. Thomas will get you out. Keep the faith.
Arthur urgently stands when he sees Jeremiah gather his things to leave.
Wait. Tell Thomas that I love him. That I'm sorry for everything. How I've acted.
You can tell him yourself when you get out.
Look at me, Jeremiah. I'm on death row. I hang tomorrow. Thomas isn't power enough to get me out of this one.
Arthur walks away and slams his fist into the wall.
God! I've done so much wrong. The killings, the indulgence, the violence.
Arthur pulls his hair from his head and screams. He continues to punch the wall repeatedly.
Fuck!
Jeremiah. Oop, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Thomas needs you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. You just go.
Thomas needs you. You'll get out. I'll see you later.
No!
Arthur runs and thrusts himself against the bars.
Jeremiah, wait!
Jeremiah turns back around.
You have to forgive me of my sins. I need you to forgive me. Please.
Arthur falls to the floor and sobs. He holds onto Jeremiah's pant leg.
Just say a prayer. Anything.
Jeremiah kicks Arthur off of him.
You're driving yourself insane, man. You'll be fine. Good night.
Jeremiah leaves. Arthur stares into the emptiness of the room. He talks to himself as if Jeremiah was still there.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. There's no use repenting now. Nothing you say can change, can escape my fate to hell.
Exterior London streets night. Thomas, John, Isaiah, Finn, and Michael all walk out of the boxing club happy and joking around.
When do I get to fight, Isaiah?
Hopefully not soon. I need to jack up more for that.
Probably when you stop behaving like a static prick.
John punches Finn in the side and ruffles his hair.
Oh, Finn. Oh, Finn's got a mouth on him, now doesn't he? Tommy, you need to take care of that.
All right. Why don't you boys go get washed up and head to Polly's for dinner? Jonah has some business to attend to first.
Michael and Isaiah turn to leave. Thomas holds Finn back.
Finn, I need you to go find Ada for me. Have her meet me at the lot.
Tommy,
Yes, Finn?
it's getting late now. What about Arthur? If you can't get him out, can I at least see him one more time before?
Thomas rests his hands on Finn's shoulders and gets eye level with him.
Finn, don't worry about it. Everything will be okay. Now, go get Ada.
Finn runs along. Exterior, Peaky Blinders lot, night. The new recruits are formed in a tight military-style line. They simultaneously drop to the ground and do push-ups while Peaky Blinder men walk in front of them and bark orders.
Up you dogs!
The new recruits jump up.
Down!
The new recruits fall down and do more push-ups.
Now crawl.
The new recruits army crawl across the ground towards Uncle Charlie and Curly.
Charlie, I smell something bad. The night quivers, Charlie. An omen.
A black crow flies above.
Hush, Curly. Thomas will be here soon.
Shall we practice firing the guns now? They've been running drills for hours.
No guns. No guns. The omen, Charlie.
No, we should wait for Thomas.
Get back, you mugs. Start running laps.
New recruits get up and break into a run around the lot. In the far distance, a figure of a woman stands in the shadows, watching. She's then joined by a figure of a man.
You beat me here.
I told you I'd come.
Ada hands Thomas a list.
Here are the names. The descriptions of the men are listed well there as well.
Thomas reads over the list. Ada lights a cigarette and blows out a puff of smoke.
The wives wouldn't shut up about their husbands. Did not know I was a Shelby till after. Said they thought I would look different.
Thomas smiles.
Different? What the fuck does that mean?
So you're Shelby again, eh?
Shut up, Tommy.
Ada pokes Thomas in the gut.
You better come home shortly. Aunt Polly worked hard on this dinner for you.
Ada walks away.
Ada,
Ada looks back.
What?
thank you.
Ada nods and goes on her way. Thomas continues to watch the new recruits train. Jeremiah walks up to him, stares at the new recruits as well.
Arthur's losing his mind.
He already lost it in the war.
Jeremiah hands Thomas the sketches.
Here's what I got out of him.
Thomas looks them over.
These are good. So there was only 3 at the distillery then.
From what he remembers. That ollie hit him over the head real good. Didn't think the little guy had it in him to take out a beast like Arthur.
We'll deal with him later. For now, take care of the coppers.
Thomas and Jeremiah walk further into the lot to join the others. The new recruits are still running laps. Thomas walks up to Uncle Charlie.
Uncle, how are they?
They'll do. I don't see why you need more men. You have enough with the Lees.
It's not of your concern.
Tommy.
Uncle Charlie gives Thomas a long, displeased stare.
They won't be here for long, Uncle.
Where's Johnny? Where's your brother?
In the back.
In the distance, John's head is seen peeking out from behind a nearby shed. Thomas hands Uncle Charlie the sketches and Ada's note.
Recognize any of these names or faces?
Uncle Charlie reviews the pages and points to one of the sketches.
Yeah, this one is a new recruit.
Uncle Charlie continues to read through Ada's list.
I don't recognize any of the names, but these descriptions here fit 2 of the men that we have with us tonight.
Show me.
Uncle Charlie makes a signal with his hand, and the Peaky Blinder Man 1 rounds up the new recruits to form another straight military-style line. Uncle Charlie whispers in Thomas's ear, and he nods. Thomas paces in front of the line while Jeremiah paces from behind, following Thomas's every move. Behind Jeremiah's back, hidden under his coat, are weapons. All men look nervous, except for the 3 undercover cops, who grin to themselves.
All right, listen up. We're going to the Epsom races tomorrow.
Thomas stops in front of the recruit, who is an undercover. He nods to Jeremiah, but it's not noticeable to the others. Jeremiah signals for Peaky Blinder Man 2 to stand behind the man Thomas has stopped in front of. Jeremiah secretly passes a bat to the Peaky Blinder. Thomas then continues pacing. The new recruits can't take their eyes off of Thomas. They are memorized of the celebrity before them.
A lot of people will be there tomorrow. It will be real crowded.
Thomas stops in front of another undercover man and gives a secret nod to Jeremiah. Jeremiah signals for Peaky Blinder Man 3 to stand behind the man. Jeremiah discreetly passes a crowbar to Peaky Blinder Man 3. Thomas continues pacing.
The place will be flooded with coppers.
Thomas stands in front of the last undercover cop in the group and nods to Jeremiah. Jeremiah stays behind the man and readies his weapon.
Which is why I have devised a plan.
The undercover cops all grin to each other, excited to know the plan.
For my plan to work, we have to first...
Thomas pauses for dramatic effect and signals his men to ready their weapons. Suspenseful music starts to build.
Eliminate all undercover cops.
Jeremiah, Peaky Blinder Man 2 and 3 knock the undercover men over the head with their various weapons. Other Peaky Blinders take out their guns and raise them to the men in the line.
On your knees.
John casually walks up to the men with a machine gun. The new recruits all get down on the ground with hands in the air, surrendering. Jeremiah and the Peaky Blinder men have a strong grip on the undercover cops. Thomas stands before them.
I know who you are, and I know where you are. The only cops I allow in my organization are the ones who are honest about their identity, and who are loyal to me, not also Campbell.
Please don't kill us. I have a family.
Yeah, we're just following orders.
We were only transferred here a few days ago.
Please.
Thomas puts up his hand. The 2 undercover cops quiet themselves.
Know where you live, know who your families are. But I'm feeling generous tonight, so I'll cut you a deal.
Thomas sizes up the men.
You'll work for me, and in return you can keep your lives and your families, The harder you work, the more money you receive. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Shelby.
Thomas turns to the third undercover cop.
And what say you? Eh?
Thomas kicks the third undercover cop, who is already steaming mad. Thomas walks away. He signals for his men to rough up the undercover. Undercover Cop 3 suddenly punches his captor in the groin and steals his crowbar. He rushes towards Thomas with the weapon. Thomas swiftly turns around, takes out his pistol, and shoots the undercover in the leg just in time. Undercover Cop 3 falls to the ground in pain. Thomas squats down and presses his finger in the bullet wound.
I don't give you second chances. I'm waiting for an answer.
The undercover doesn't answer. Thomas presses harder into the bullet wound. The cop screams louder.
Do I have to take the other leg to get one?
No. What do you want?
Thomas stands. Curly passes him a cloth to wipe off his bloody finger.
You three will follow Charlie. He has a job for you. The rest of you get some sleep. You meet us at the gates tomorrow morning.
And where am I taking them? You have to start letting people in, Thomas.
Thomas gets close to Uncle Charlie's ear.
Just keep them occupied while I'm gone. Meet at the police station 9 o'clock sharp. We're getting Arthur out.
Johnny Dogs, a Lee Clan member, runs up to Thomas.
Tommy!
Johnny Dogs is out of breath from running across the lot.
You have a call.
All right.
All right, good. I commented on these last week, right?
Yeah, I think you wrote something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It moves. It moves really well, and
It does. She's a good writer.
it moves along. It's engaging. That is what they're teaching us, right? To be engaging.
Yeah.
So if you're not engaging, then you got a problem. All that other stuff.
All right, that's good. I liked your one comment that you wrote, Lucas, about John. I definitely need to do more with him.
Yeah, because you bring him in there and he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And you give a job to other two Peaky Blinders. So I don't understand why you need John.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either get rid of him there or just have him be actual active on the scene.
No,
And
I agree.
The other question I have, how many pages is the Peaky Blinders script?
My page count is 65, and I just finished my first draft. I posted on the module 11. It's
You have 7 more pages, right?
Yeah, it's at 69 pages.
Okay.
But so I have to get it down for.
Okay.
I'll check it out then.
Okay.
It's exciting that I finally finished my first draft.
I know it is. It's good. It feels good, right?
Yeah.
So you're writing this episode, and you're going to send it to the show at the end of the year, right?
Yeah. BBC Two Network has a thing where they take spec scripts, and if they like your writing, they might contact you. So.
Right.
Oh, you can send straight to them just like any spec script, pretty much?
Yeah. They said they normally don't make shoot spec scripts because I guess people send them scripts that could be made later in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm sending a script that is already
on. That's good.
They said they like to look at specs just to see what your style of writing is and if it fits theirs.
So basically, your goal is to do your own show, right, and just use this as a springboard to, correct?
Yeah, or try to apply for some type of staff writer job or something.
Right. So you're targeting television, in other words.
Yeah, I mean, my undergrad was in television, my internship is in television, and now I'm working for television.
So you'll be the next, what's her name, Shonda Rhimes, huh? And we'll be ringing your phone.
I mean, I would love to move to England, but you can't move there unless you have a working visa, so.
Well, you never know. So I just want to.
You'll be fine, Bethany. You'll be fine.
Good writer.
I have a lot of confidence in you.
Thank you.
I know that we're supposed to do every 2 weeks. The 20th, I have a engagement. I'm not going to be able to make it. So either y'all can do it, and I'll do my own, or don't worry about it. But I can't make
Why don't
it.
we just do it next Friday?
No, they may not want to do that. That's twice in a row.
Why don't we just do it next Friday?
Then we'll just skip.
Well, 'cause I also have some problems like later on, if not this Friday, because next one, my mom's coming in to visit.
That's the 20th. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be
and
available.
you're driving to Montana, so like I won't have a
That's the 20th, right?
internet to.
God, you're driving to Montana?
Lucas, that's
Yeah.
the 20th, right?
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
this weekend I could. Next one it would be the one that I like probably won't be able to do it.
And why don't we just do it next Friday?
Okay. I'm asking Lucas, are you talking about the 20th?
Yeah.
He keeps saying,
Yeah.
okay.
He's saying he
But
can't do it on the 20th.
I can't either. Okay. All right.
Okay, so yeah, do you want to just do 2 weekends in a row and then
Okay.
skip the next
Okay.
weekend?
And then we'll take the 2 off.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look at my calendar and look at something real quick. See,
Go to 27th.
y'all know I'm a busy woman. Let me look. What's that, the 13th?
Yes.
All right. All right. Y'all are blessed with me.
Wait, so we're gonna do the 13th,
Yes.
and then we'll
Right.
do the same type of deal where I try to get out and then get stuck in traffic, and then we'll have that thing happen.
All right.
Do you guys know I drive like literally 5 or 7 miles an hour on the highway the whole time?
It's LA for you.
Yeah, that's it. It is.
Greatest city in the world.
Yeah, it's awful.
Hey, Shirley and Bethany, Bessie's counting on y'all. Bessie's counting on all you women. The men, they don't get it. They don't get it, but they counting on you women now. She's counting on you women now.
Yeah.
I'm just telling y'all, she's counting on y'all.
She's very inspiring. I like her.
Alrighty.
Once I get this first draft done, then I go in and really, start doing the magic stuff. I'm expecting it to read very well.
No, I think this is a very sellable script. Your only problem now is with the pitching part. I have witnessed so many people steal ideas. Like, they did not tell us enough truth about California. Like, these people are vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know that.
Very vicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They try to make you think that your work is safe. It's not.
Yeah, they try to make you think that they're nice, and I'm worried about this new teacher that we're now going to be placed with. Like, what if he's like, oh, I'll just get an idea from a student, and now I'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big problem in academia, in writing academia, just like it's a big problem in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
However, we just have to, protect our work.
And if you feel, I feel like this, if you feel something that you really want to write and you don't write it, then don't write it yet. Save it and don't
Well,
pitch
I want to write.
it.
Yeah.
I don't give away everything. I'm sorry.
Well, I want to write stuff. I trust all our other professors. I just don't know who this new guy is out of nowhere.
Who is Lou? What's his name?
I don't know.
Ho, the Japanese guy.